Hi guys, it's Professor Fernandez, and I am going to be your English teacher this semester. And I'm so glad that you guys are here. I'm here to show you what your class is going to look like and kind of how to navigate it. A very basic navigation. As you probably know, this will be probably your first time dealing with the D2L system, and that's perfectly fine. Um, that just means that we just have to make sure that we understand everything. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing that you want to know is how to get to all the stuff, all right? So you have, so I have this as the student view. As you can tell here, it's like having me look at this as a student. So I've just finished designing a couple of modules. So I'm a couple of modules ahead of you as I design this. And so what you want to do is that you want to go to content because everything is under content. So you see the word content, you click there. And so I want you to see like all the cool stuff that's on the left-hand side. And when you see all this, this is everything that is what you would need. That is the heartbeat of your class. So there's lots of information here. Of course, there's the syllabus of the class. And of course, I will let you read that at your leisure. There's the actual course policies, which are actually included in your syllabus, but I just made it a little bit easier for you to just go to the course policies. Those are things like, does Professor Fernandez take late papers? The quick answer is no. And such and such. So here is also kind of the deadlines for your research papers and your research logs. So you'll understand what research logs are here in the first module. So this kind of gives you kind of a picture of where all the deadlines of the major things are. Things like discussion boards are not on here. There's discussion boards and it'll activities like that every week. So you'll always know that there's stuff like that due every week. The big things like, when is my first paper due? When is my research paper due? When is these research logs that I'm going to learn about due? That's there. And so you know when all of those things are due. Of course, you have my office hours policy. And of course, I have a huge time management section. I know time management is a difficult thing for students. I didn't really learn how to manage my time until I was much older. So the sooner you learn how to manage your time, the better it is. Trust me on that one. You just have to trust me on that. So I give you some tips. There's lots of videos on things, and that's constantly growing. So as I find interesting things online, I'll just go ahead and put them there. What is really interesting here and what you probably want to know is, where do you get the book and what book do you need for this class? So for this class, you need the Little Seagull Handbook and Inquisitive. I'm going to suggest that you use the link that's in the class, which may or may not have been emailed out to you previously. If you are listening and you're part of my fall 2020 class, I have emailed out this link to you. So the reason why is that everything is already bundled together. Your ebook and your Inquisitive, both of which you get for one solid price. You sign up for one, you get the other. The book is available through the bookstore. For fall 2020, the bookstore is only available online. So you can get it online. This, however, is a little bit more streamlined. So if you're able to do that, go for it. And so the link is right here. Also, you have information about Inquisitive, the help desk, which could be helpful should something happen with Inquisitive and you have no idea what's going on. You can click on the help desk link here. And of course, a video of how to register for Inquisitive online as well. Inquisitive, as you may not know, is actually, I want to say it's like software, but you don't download it on your computer or any of your devices. So it's more like a website that helps you understand and learn grammar a little bit easier. This is something that I've used before in the past. Students tend to like it, so I continue to use it. Um, so it's super easy, super fun. Yes, you do get graded for your inquisitives. So this is definitely something that you need. It comes with I think it's like a 20-day trial before it actually stops working. You have to buy Inquisitive. But if you buy the book with Inquisitive, you get the whole thing all packaged together. Um, so if it's something that I think you want to kind of work at, just get the $20 or get the 20-day trial. That's great, but you know that the semester lasts more than 20 days, right? And you need it for the entire semester. So that's kind of the inquisitive information there. Our particular class for fall 2020 deals with a court case called the State of Maryland versus Adnan Syed. That case was actually chronicled in a podcast called Serial. And we are using Serial as a primary source throughout the semester. This course is very heavy on research. It's a research heavy class. You are required to conduct almost your own investigation on this case. So all your podcasts are right here. All the episodes of the podcast are right here, including the transcripts of every podcast episode. So if you are listening to a podcast episode and you're saying, hey, I think I want to keep this information in the back of my mind, you can actually take these transcripts and highlight them, print them out, save them on your desktop, whatever you need. Okay? So this is our primary source. It's almost like a book, but not really. All right, so of course we start with week 1 and it goes all the way through to week 16. And so your class is divided into modules. They're 1-week modules, and modules really means it's a unit of information or a unit of work. So 16 modules, 16 weeks, 1 module a week. For fall 2020, your week starts on a Monday at 9 a.m. and finishes the next Monday at 9 a.m., which means that your work for that week is due by Monday, the next Monday by 9 a.m. And so the modules will remain open. So you can come back, and if you need to reference a lesson or reference what we talked about for a specific topic, that's still available to you. What's not going to be available is anything that's pretty much graded. So the inquisitive quizzes, the actual quizzes, discussion boards, things that have to be graded will be closed. I don't take late work at all. There is no such thing as you turn it in 1 day late and I take 10 points off. This is college. We're not doing that. So you need to make sure and be very, very cognizant of what work you're doing for the week and when things are due. As you already know, as I have already showed you, you have a listing of all the major papers and all the research logs and when those are due. I would go ahead and put that on a calendar or whatever calendar you're using. If you're using a paper calendar or something like a Google Calendar or Outlook calendar, or if you're using a bullet journal, you may want to put this in your future logs. This is, you should probably go ahead and put those on the calendar. So they're pretty solid. I may push a deadline back if something extreme happens, but they're, for the most part, those dates are pretty solid. How you will know what you have to do in each module is by clicking on something called the weekly checklist. And of course, this is grayed out because class hasn't started yet. But the weekly checklist is something you can click on every week, and I would do this really Monday as soon as you possibly can in the morning or on that day. I would click it, and so you can see what you have to do for the week. So week 1 for fall 2020 looks like this. Your checklist will have a basic some basic things that you have to remember, like when your module opens and when it closes, the fact that I don't accept light work and I don't take work by email. Do not send it to me at all. I don't accept those at all. And then it has a list of things that you have to do for that week. And you can find these things, like for instance, um, introducing yourself, creating your Inquisitive account, downloading the Brightspace Pulse app, which I talk about in the syllabus. So it's important to read the syllabus. So you can find all these activities in week 1. So see, introduce yourself, the syllabus quiz is there, connecting the Inquisitive, all those wonderful things are there, right? So each module has a weekly checklist, and all the things that are in the module are, or in everything that's on the checklist are in the module. In addition, one thing that I do with the checklist is kind of tell you if something is coming up, like a paper. So your first paper is due September 28th for those that are fall 2020. And so this doesn't mean that I want you to turn this in early. This literally means that just a heads up, it's coming up, heads up, it's coming up. So it's just to keep it in your mind that it's there and it's coming. All right, so that's pretty much your class. Again, let's a little bit of a recap. When you get to your class right now, as to the recording of this video, there is nothing there, and there will be nothing there until Monday when the semester officially starts. So when you get there, you're going to click on content, because content has everything that you need. It has all the things that you need. And on the left-hand side is all the modules and all the information, MLA information and whatnot. So then you're probably thinking, when are you going to use all this stuff? Well, you use grades here, this tab right here, to actually check your grades. It's, it is what it is. So this is a little bit of what like everything looks like. There's a lot of grades because it is what it is. There's a lot of grades. You also have this thing called course activities, and that means you can get to things a little bit quicker. So let's say, oh, I want to turn in a paper, but I don't want to go through the module. I only have time to turn it in and get there. So you go to assignments, which is where all the paper stuff is, and you need to turn in your reflective essay or your research log. You just open it up, go in, and upload it into what we're calling the Dropbox. See, you add file and you upload it and you're good to go. And then, of course, the same thing, of course, for discussions. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you need anything. Have a fantastic semester, and I will see you online.